they have killed it.
Yeah.
They've killed it as performance, and you'll see it.
Even in the trailer, the Jugalbandi, the Nok joke between Ayushmann and Paresh Rawal was outstanding. I mean, something that sort of made me push myself for 21st. Let's go.
You've lived with your parents.
Yeah.
Now imagine if your parents are nice vegetarian people and you start bringing vampires over. Now what do you expect your mother to serve them? Or what do you expect your father to go out and get for them to eat? They're not really going to have chole bhature. They wouldn't mind a bite of you. So that's the conflict.
I wouldn't want to think of my parents being in that situation. Honestly.
I could just see her go buffering in her mind.
Never date a vampire.
Point noted.
Sorry, we are not.
I'm way past that stage.
So vampires' origination comes from Betals, which are part of our culture.
Yes.
Ayushmann, now since we're talking about how different your role here in Thamma is compared to your previous work, you've also portrayed, in particular, most of the times, roles of middle class men, right? And this is a thought that's come to my mind so many times when I'm watching your films. What is that one middle class thing that you're hooked to still, or you ensure is happening in your life still?
Rajma chawal. Rajma chawal is one middle class thing. I think it defies
It's
every
all
class. It's all class. But at the same time, I'm very simple as a person. I keep my life as simple as possible. Being an artist, I think I always believe that Lakshmi se pehle Saraswati aati hai. And if your mind is clear with that, कि अगर आप content को लेकर clear हैं या फिर अपने character को लेकर clear हैं, intention is right, those are the middle class values जो आपके माँ बाप ने आपको दी हैं. And I'm carrying those forward.
Yeah, also there's a lot of middle class conflict in this film.
Yeah,
right?
absolutely.
For example, how does a vampire eat a golgappa? He used to eat it all his life.
Big problem there.
Big problem.
How do you address those problems?
कभी कभी गोल तोड़ने के लिए वो टीप काम
We'll get to see a lot of that, matlab in the movie basically.
That's
No idea, ma'am.
Punch the papers.
Lovely. Okay, so we're running out of time. We're going to have to wrap up the conversation, but I have a quick rapid fire because our audience loves a rapid fire. And can I ask the three performers here if you
please
permit?
go for it.
Can I grill them a little?
Go for it.
With your permission.
Can
Go for it.
Okay.
No.
In my place, please.
No, you go for it. I'm going to come on this side.
No.
But you're not. Why?
So I'm going to answer the question. बताओ क्या था?
गलत जवाब मत देना.
अगर गलत जवाब दिया तो ये सही जवाब देंगे.
Yeah.
No, I've been noticing that, by the way. Very beautifully covering up for everyone.
Left brain, right brain works in tandem with Mr. D.
Okay, so this question applies to all. तीनों को इसका जवाब देना है. One co-star, we begin with you, also because you sing. So one co-star, one song you've sung, one film script, your survival
So many
kit.
questions.
No,
Yeah,
it's just three. One song, one co-star, one film script, your survival kit.
My survival kit.
Survival kit.
As in this stays with you.
ये तो problem होगी.
The two of you all have time to think.
Oh, it's the same question for both of us.
Minus
also?
the song.
Okay,
maybe.
one song
Yeah.
is Rahe Na Rahe Hum, which I'm going to sing a version of. Like tomorrow
Which you
I'm
can sing
recording.
right now as well, a line maybe.
I'll sing two lines. Help me with the lyrics. और क्या चाहिए ये जिंदगी से मुझे.
Let him do it properly.
Let me do it properly.
Yeah.
बहुत बढ़िया गाना.
कल ही मैंने लाइव गाया है और आज भूल गया.
Everybody's suddenly feeling the urge to sing.
Huh?
Everyone's feeling the urge to sing suddenly.
You know, I feel so envious of people who can sing. He knows it. I've been telling this
Not
to
slept
him
well, so मेरा गला बैठा हुआ है.
very, very vocal about the fact that singing is such a cool talent to have. It's okay, sing more.
I was well rested.
You should keep
Sounding
singing.
better yesterday. Every day is not the same.
You should
Okay,
keep
I'll
singing.
try. और क्या चाहिए कि जिंदगी भर तुझे रह सके याद हम रहे ना रहे हम रहे ना रहे हम.
Talia. Okay, so I'm going to keep this short. Rashmika, Tamil, Telugu, Kannada or Hindi in cinema?
Can't
It's a
pick,
difficult
ma'am.
one.
Sorry. This is all bread and butter, and I respect all of them completely, fully, and all of them are very important. So I'm sorry, I can't pick.
Don't hold this against me.
Oh, no,
Nothing
of course, I
personal. Thank
get,
you.
but-
Thank you for the honesty. Nawaz, movies or OTT? Again, a difficult one, but
Movie OTT.
Of course, दोनों मैं तो कुछ जो भी अच्छा होगा.
Okay, I want to very quickly ask you all, a director you'll say yes to even without reading the script.
Nobody, yaar. I can say yes to Dino without reading a script.
You'll have to say
Yeah. He can make any director work. His vision is crazy.
Yeah,
I can
yeah.
only believe in him.
Okay, Rashmi.
Yeah.
Ma'am, most times we don't have script. We
बहुत सही है.
trust our directors. We trust our producers. We just jump right in.
Lovely. Nawaz.
क्या?
Which director would you say yes to? आप हाँ भर देंगे बिना स्क्रिप्ट पढ़े.
कुछ डायरेक्टर्स.
कोई ऐसा डायरेक्टर, कोई नाम आपके जहन में आए?
अभी तो ऐसा दिमाग हाँ प्रोड्यूसर तो बहुत सारे हैं ऐसे.
एक everyone's playing safe.
बहुत सारे नहीं
And then everyone's turning to him.
Christopher Nolan.
क्रिस्टोफर नॉलन.
Okay, lovely. Thank you so much for all the honesty and for the lovely conversation. All the very best for Thamma. Thank you.
So much.
Well, you must be wondering that this doesn't look like our regular studio. Well, it's not. This Diwali, we decided to do something different because Diwali is not just about love and light. It's also as much about style. What's trending? What are people opting for? We're at Ogan. This is the hub where colors, culture, style, fashion all falls together. We're going to be decoding the fashion story this Diwali here at Ogan. But first, I need to pick a Diwali outfit for myself. Come. Okay, well, I decided to first go for the most colourful corner here at Ogan, and I'm looking at a lot of lovely colours here, loud, bright colours, a lot of pinks, reds. You also have a little bit of pastel here. I'm not quite sure I'm looking at this kind of work because I'm looking at an outfit for a very at-house scene, a very easy, comfortable vibe. So maybe I'm going to take a look at some other place. This is slightly... I'm going to try these. Okay, well, who would have thought I ran into the brain behind the design I'm wearing, the design I picked for myself. Aseem Kapoor celebrated Indian designers with us here at Ogan. Aseem, lovely that I found you here.
Surprise,
what a
yes.
great day. Okay, Aseem, first and foremost, I want to begin with what you're playing with this Diwali. So we're talking Diwali. I want to know what you typically go for on festivals.
In terms of the parties or the clothes?
Clothes, colors, design, embroidery. What's
this-
the thought that comes to your mind when you're looking at, oh, a festival is approaching, let me think
You know,
it through.
when we design a collection, to be honest, that obviously all the festivities have become very, very important in the calendar year for any designer in the country right now. This season when we were designing, the whole thing came across that, okay, color is obviously due and we do colors very, very well. Like, why not give it a twist with a black and white? So why not? Like a black and white for Diwali is unique, it's fun, works perfectly for the evenings, and that is also a forte. So color is always going to be there, but let's introduce and throw a black and white in the market and see how it works, and it's done brilliantly well for us.
It's working for me because I picked this one up because I
Yeah.
wanted something easy, comfy and yet colorful. So
Yeah.
it's doing great for me. Aseem, thank you.
Thank you.
Aseem, the one thing that has stayed with me ever since I read about your label is your tagline. You must come in on that.
So Think Global Act Tribal has stuck with us when we were even
Let that sink in.
conceptualizing.
Think global, act tribal.
Think Global Act Tribal kind of stuck with us when me and my wife we started this brand, and it stayed with us because it's the thought behind the whole concept of Think Global Act Tribal is we are catering to the world. We are all a global audience, everyone including in this entire country, the world, it's all become one platform. And thinking global but acting tribal is also important that we stay true to our roots. Because our crafts come from where we come from. Always touching back on our history, touching back on our culture. This is what kind of makes us who we are, and then we shine in the world. And that was the whole basis of Think Global Act Tribal.
Do you think so your label, came up with this in 2020. Do you think the story pre-2020 was any different? And the last 5-6 years, typically, once again, we're seeing focus of Indian designers move back to our culture, our tradition, our cloth, everything that comes with our history. Do you see a clear shift?
I agree with you over there, because what had happened when the design started in India, this I'm talking back in the 90s or 2000, there was a lot of inspiration from the world, what the world is wearing, what the world is doing, the fabrics they're using, the techniques they're using, the tailoring, which were all very good. We took and we learned a lot from West over there. But I think once the whole learning has kind of in the mid, we have kind of started looking back and kind of appreciate what we already have. And you see the major shift happening just around COVID and all. Like a lot of brands have kind of shifted back and realized what we really had, and which the world does not. And let's touch upon this, learn from us, share ideas. It's happening on all different platforms, not just in design and fashion. It's happening across everything. We are celebrating India right now, and that's what comes through our brand and through most of the people who are successfully going global. It's always like when you touch upon to your own identity, the world wants you.
And I'm seeing that a lot here at Organ. I see a lot of our culture, our tradition, our roots being embraced the way they are. But what I do want to ask you is also, so typically, you know, our tradition came with what our artists, our artisans had in mind for us. But we're also looking at now designers wanting to go for a fusion. So a blend of our tradition and contemporary ethics, if I can put it that way.
Yeah, absolutely. See,
why is that? Is that the consumer choice? What is it? What do you make of this blend, which is so in demand?
I'll say the market is always a combination of two things. One is a consumer choice, and one is the craft or where you start from. So consumer has become, look at what we do, how our entertainment is. We watch Netflix, we are exposed to the world, we take flights to New York in a fraction of a second. So with the internet coming in the last 15-20 years, so it is going to happen. We are going to become all global citizens. When you are a global citizen, you need to fit in, and you kind of take pride in fitting in. A person sitting in New Delhi could be at par in fashion or choices what's sitting in New York. So the choices and exposure level is such that we have to celebrate the whole global citizen part of it. And then where we come from, that is equally important. And that's when all the market has kind of been driven by the choices that the customer wants. But the whole combination, what we had was gold. Like taking that, and people do still wear amazing heritage and all. But then I think it's the whole fusion, which is kind of in which our brand has successfully, I would say, that been able to do it. That it is for a woman for right now. It is comfortable. It's like how your jeans and a t-shirt is comfortable. We try and work on clothes which are as comfortable. So the whole focus is on enjoyment and having fun, and not about what is itching, what is heavy, what is light, all those things. The focus should be the person first and having fun.
This is News 18 Network. India's largest news network.
Sapna Shukla, who is joining us live from Ayodhya. Sapna, the entire Deepotsav, that entire celebration has begun. We can see how Ayodhya is slowly beginning to get all lit up. That world record is not too far behind.
Yeah, it's all about to set a new world record by Ayodhya. You can see, Reha, it's a very beautiful scene. You can see by my camera, it's the bank of Saryu River, and you can see on both the banks of Saryu River, all the diyas are now light up. You can see here, and the volunteers who were working here, who are lighting up the diyas, they are now requested to go away from here because the drone will come and will count all these diyas. Are these diyas are fitting in those in that world record, which has to be set now. And it's a very beautiful scene. What I am witnessing today, all the diyas are now light up, and we are just waiting when will the drone come and when it will get counted that does the Ayodhya has made a record or not. Yogi Adityanath is there on Ram Ki Pedi. I am there on the Ghat, Chaudhary Charan Singh Ghat, and you can see. Unfortunate is this that Deepotsav has become the part of politics, but apart from this politics, people are enjoying it, people are watching this, people are just capturing this in their phones, they are taking the pictures because it's really a rare moment for them. They have to wait for 1 year, next year only they can see the scene what I am showing you by my camera, a very beautiful, a very historic moment for Diwali. This time Deepotsav is making a new record of 26 lakh diyas which are getting light up on the banks of Saryu River, on Ram Ki Pedi, here on Chaudhary Charan Singh Ghat. And let me tell you one thing also, Ram Ki Pedi doesn't take all the diyas. There are different ghats. There are Lakshman Kila. There also diyas get light up. There is Chaudhary Charan Singh Ghat where I am standing. Here also lakhs of diyas are getting light up, and total sum up it comes to 26 lakh where Ayodhya makes a new record. Ayodhya is near to make a new record. You can see Griha, you will now not see any of the volunteer there because they are requested to go away from there. Then only the counting can be started. Griha.
Absolutely. Sapna, what is the schedule from here on? Now that the counting will begin, and you were telling us how the cameras, drone cameras are going to be taking into account that there are so many diyas that are lit all together at the same time. We're talking about more than 26 lakh diyas, and that is what is going to be setting that world record and putting Ayodhya on the map yet again. The second time that this attempt is being made. What happens from here on? 56 ghats you're talking about. It's not just Ram Ki Pedi or the Chaudhary Charan Singh Ghat where you are standing. There's so many ghats, and every ghat will see a host of these diyas that will be lit up together.
Yeah, they all ghats will lit up together. After that, these volunteers have given the time that you have 15 minutes, 20 minutes, 30 minutes, 35 minutes. You can lit up all these diyas, and after this, there will be.
Well, as markets light up for Diwali, food safety officers are busy cracking down on what's inside our festive sweets. Fake mawa, chemically whitened paneer, this season's favorites are under the scanner again. Khoya, paneer, ghee, the base of most festive sweets, are often adulterated with starch, palm oil or low-grade milk powder. And with rising demand, quality takes the first hit. Authorities across states are seizing adulterated batches before they hit the shelves. But what about what's already in our kitchens? Joining us now is food farmer Revant Himatsenga. He's going to be talking about food purity, especially during festive seasons. Revant, thank you for being with us here on the Breakfast Club. First up, what are the things people need to watch out for this Diwali? So in terms of ingredients, what they're going for, the sweets they're opting for, what's the word of caution this Diwali?
So in Diwali, of course, people are often opting for the sweeter things, the brighter things, the colorful things. You go to any mithai shop, it's filled with color. And the more color means the more artificial color. So I will just tend to get people that, don't choose for the most colorful things. Even if you look at, there's a photo of a barfi on the screen right now, and there's a lot of coating there. So these things usually are used only from an aesthetic purpose. There is no nutrition or health purpose. There's no even sugar in it. It's just pure aesthetics. And unfortunately, we buy things on the basis of how it looks. So I would say try to avoid the very colorful mithais this Diwali. The other thing I would say is companies saying they are using ghee. Ghee tends to be very expensive. So if you have a sweet which is saying it's fried or whatever, they're using ghee, then just be careful. And if they're selling it for cheap, so because ghee itself is so expensive, so you cannot sell it for that. So they're probably using some inferior quality oil and they're claiming it to be ghee. Or they're using 1% ghee. That's another trick in the market. Use 1% ghee and 99% palm oil and say it has goodness of ghee. So that is another trick I think to be careful about. There's some other things I also want to say. It is a festive time, so if for 2-3 days if you're having a junk, it's also fine. I don't want to be doing too much of policing of your diet, because the remaining year, if you can be healthy, and 2-3 days if you are enjoying yourself, is fine.
Oh yes, so a laddu or two is not going to harm your gut in any way. Revant, you know what the challenge really is. So, for instance, these big brands selling sweets do have ingredients that are mentioned on the boxes, etc. But then there are local sweet shops that don't give you any disclaimer. You don't know what's going into that packet of mithai. So, what can people typically do there? Instead of not opting for a local sweet shop, what more can be done?
Yeah, I think of course you have to. I'm not saying don't buy from a local shop. You should go to a local shop as well. Even they need the Diwali sales. Again, as I said earlier, it's just that as in the photo also, this is in the screen. You just see the most colorful things being there. So I would try to avoid the most colorful things, and usually. You can maybe ask the owners itself, like, what ingredients they are using, and cross-question them a bit. Yeah. And I have one line which I use often: longer the ingredient list, longer the medication list. So some products which are, with very small, lesser ingredients, just like 3-4 ingredients, they're using dates and dates and some amount of sugar and few other things. That's probably fine, but they have a long list. Okay, this is they're using this for aroma, they're using this for color, they're using this for texture and things like that. Then it's probably a red flag.
Okay, that's a great quick tip. Revant, what about sugar-free Diwali sweets? That's another trend we're seeing the last decade or so. Would you say they're actually better for people?
It depends again how they, which sweetener they're using and things like that. Now, I am in favor of sugar-free Diwali sweets in general, because as a diabetic country, we do need sugar-free sweets. Unfortunately, there is a stigma around sugar-free that people are like, oh, sugar-free is even worse than having sugar, and there are some people who think like that. That's actually not true scientifically. So if they're using a right sweetener, if they're using stevia or any other scientifically researched sweetener, it's completely fine. And it probably has lesser calories, lesser blood sugar spike, and in a country filled with diabetics, that's a important thing. So of course, sugar-free sweetener is important. Sugar-free mithai is great. At the same time, you have to look at your overall diet, not just the 2 sweets you're having. So it's possible to have 2 laddus or maybe even 3 laddus, but as long as the rest of your day, if you're having cleaner food.
Yeah.
So it's not just a 2 laddus or 3 laddus. If you're having kachori as well, samosa as well, and you're having only half a laddu, but still your diet may be unhealthy because you're having so much other junk food. So you have to look at your overall diet, and not just the laddus.
So we're being a little kind. We're going lenient on all our mithai lovers on the Breakfast Club this Diwali. Okay, lovely. Revant, quickly, maybe it's too late to ask this, but how should pharma and wellness brands tap into traditional festivals like Diwali without compromising authenticity or health?
What type of brand are you again talking about?
I'm just saying, for anyone who's wanting to go about it in a different way, so pharma or wellness brands, how can they tap into traditional festivals and make the most of this without compromising on authenticity?
Usually the pharma and wellness brands are all waiting for Diwali to get over, then they are like going to sell their weight loss plans, and I already know, some people have reached out to me as well that literally October 25th they want to launch, okay, now post Diwali weight loss and get fit by January 1st and this and that. So I think if there are ways you can club in Diwali, but I don't think you should do too much of policing that don't have this, don't have that. I think that'll rub people the wrong way. I think understand that it's a festival which happens for 1 or 2 days in a year. People are going to enjoy themselves, so you have to cater and message yourself also like that, rather than shame people that, oh, why are you having sweets and things like that. So I think even the pharma companies would need to, I think, market themselves in a subtle way, not in a very aggressive way.
Okay, Revan, lovely having this conversation with you. Well, we're all going to try and be a little careful about the sweets we're having this Diwali. Not too much of policing there, because at the end of the day, Diwali is all about sweets. It's all about enjoying with your family. So sweets really have to be in the picture. But thank you so much for getting us an overall picture on what we must.
I would just add one thing: you can have more of nuts. Diwali parties usually have a lot of pistachios and almonds and makhanas and things like that. So you can prioritize some of those over sweets. Of course, you can have sweets as well, but I would first fill my stomach up with the makhanas and nuts, and then maybe go to the mithais rather than the other order.
Okay, thank you, Revan. Happy Diwali to you and your family. Thank you for being with us. Well, this Diwali, let's celebrate the Festival of Lights with the vibrant tunes of Raghav Sachar. He's a maestro who lights up the music world with his incredible talent. Known for his magical blend of Indian classical melodies and contemporary beats, Raghav is a multi-instrumentalist who plays over 30 instruments, all with ease. His soulful compositions and energetic performances bring joy, just like the sparkling diyas and colourful rangoli of Diwali. Whether it's Bollywood hits, his own albums, Raghav's music is the perfect soundtrack to your festive celebration. So straight up, without wasting any time, going across to Raghav, who joins us on the Breakfast Club. Hi, how are you doing, Raghav?
Good, thank you. How are you?
I'm doing great. Let's start with a little bit of Diwali greetings. Will that be okay? How do you want to wish our viewers?
You know, the one thing that happens in Diwali is that we do prayers together. And that's the best way I feel. All families do this, and here is a bit for you.
We're talking about 33 instruments. So
Actually, it's 45.
45? Oh, apologies there. 45, oh my God. The sound of it is intimidating. But tell us a little bit about, the variety that you bring to the table. Flute, harmonica, keyboard, whatnot. We saw a little bit of a teaser already. How do you master it all with such ease?
So I've been a music lover and an ardent fan of various instruments since I was a very young kid, since I was about 4 years old. And I just had a deal with my father at that time that every birthday he would gift me a new musical instrument. My first instrument was the harmonica. And slowly we kind of, I kept getting new instruments. And by the time I was 18, I went and did a Bachelor's of Music at Monash University in Australia. And I picked up many more instruments over there while I was studying. So I just love getting my hands on new instruments and then, putting myself in the deep end to try and figure out. Now, since I have got this, like a buyer's guilt, you've gone ahead and then you purchased something expensive and such a beautiful instrument that you really want to play. Now, get behind it and start playing it. So it really gives me a lot of satisfaction when I'm able to kind of, in a short span of time, play these instruments and then entertain my audiences.
Can I ask you a fun question then, a fun follow-up? Which one of these has surprised you the most when you first tried it, and why?
So I, initially when I started doing these instruments and getting these instruments, I was able to play them rather quickly. So I got very confident. I was like, now I can pick up anything and I'll be able to play it. And this is when I was, I think, about 7 years old or 8 years old. I picked up the flute. And the flute just didn't happen. I would play the flute. I would have the flute like this, as my father bought it, and I would blow into it and I would not get a sound. I would blow somewhere else, I would not get a sound. It just took me about 3 months to get just a sound, but I just didn't leave it. And now flute is one of my main instruments as well. But in advanced stages, all of these instruments are extremely complicated. But certain instruments you kind of get a hang of slightly earlier. Like a keyboard, a piano is an easier instrument to kind of get into rather than a guitar, because your fingers get cut and stuff like that. Wind instruments are a totally different ballgame altogether.
You've shown us the flute already. You've spoken of your favorite dhuns. So let's hear it. Yeah?
Yeah, sure.
Raghav, you know, your music, there's so much variety to it. Blends Indian classical with pop, with jazz, Bollywood, devotional songs. Great time to talk about that. How do you decide which style to lean into when you're creating a new song, typically?
Totally depends from the mood that I am in, to be very honest, and the requirement of the audience at that time. So what I'm doing on Insta largely is that we have a huge amount of instruments that are there that need to be showcased. Now, what instrument is going to sound good on what track becomes very crucial. You know, sometimes like a sitar can't necessarily sound good in an English track, or vice versa. So the beauty is that because there is a huge plethora of instruments that I have, I can kind of present the same song or the same melody in 45 different ways. And every time it will sound very different because the instrument in itself that I'm playing it on has its own lineage of, giving the kind of vibrations that it does.
And since we're talking Diwali, your music often carries a festive and upbeat vibe as well.
Right.
Does your Diwali celebration inspire your music in any way? Have
Yes,
you had that happen?
Yeah. Diwali is, of course, one of the most amazing times of the year for us, for Indians worldwide. And I want to create as much as positive vibrations as possible. So we do a lot of devotional content during Diwali. Om Jai Jagdish Hare, different aartis and stuff like that, and different instruments along with singing. But having said that, I also like to keep it more for the youth. I want to give something to the youth as well. So I keep doing songs which are on the C-board, which is the electronic keyboard, which people really enjoy seeing me play. The wind instrument on the iPhone. So a lot of tech. I like using a lot of technology behind my music.
Raghav, I also want to understand your Diwali tradition that's typically followed at home. Is it a lot of jamming music? What are these days, normally in your family? These 4-5 days?
Yeah, we actually have a lot of friends who are musicians who, and there are parties happening at everybody's house. So the similar kind of an industry people meet every time, and that becomes very interesting because every time you're meeting the same bunch of people and who are phenomenally talented musicians, all of them, each and every one of them. And we are all carrying our instruments to everybody's parties. So eventually, whenever somebody's playing cards, somebody's just chatting and stuff like that, and more often than not, it turns out into a jam session.
And who's your jamming buddy, if I can put it that way, if I can ask? Is there someone you're regularly jamming with?
We have tons of friends. So where there's just this mutual admiration towards the entire industry rather than. Recently, I was at Shankar's place for Ganpati, and he does this amazing musical seva. He calls it musical seva, where everybody comes with their instruments and performs over there. And those are the kind of gatherings that I absolutely love being a part of, because you're meeting the top-notch musicians of the country at one place and then jamming with them.
Speaking of which, you work with prominent music directors, A.R. Rahman, Vishal Shekhar, Shankar Ehsaan Loy, Anu Malik, Preetham, the list goes on and on. Give us your favorite. I'm going to put you in a spot there, but if you have a favorite or if you were to sequence it in any particular order.
Actually, I love learning, and I'm a very keen learner, and I love being in places where I'm able to, learn from the seniors. Rahman sir, of course, he's such a genius that just being in the aura where he's there around, and how he conducts the entire band and conducts the his entire presence in the band is very, very inspiring. Same with Shankar, same with Vishal, Shekhar. They're all very dear friends, and I really look up to them. And I can't pick a favorite. It's it depends on the mood, depends on the instrument, depends on what they want me to do, and just very grateful that they want me in their concerts, in their performances, as well as their recordings.
Okay. Going back to Diwali, do you have a playlist? Do we have a playlist there that you typically go back to? Possibly hear it from you as well, one of your Diwali favorites for our viewers?
Not really.
And you're a little bit under the weather, so we're letting you go. But otherwise, we would have definitely made you sing for our viewers.
I would have sung next time. It's a rain check.
Okay. So can we? Yeah.
For the playlist, I actually hardly get any time to actually listen to music because I'm creating music most of the time. And the amount of reels you must be seeing on my channel, it just takes a huge toll for us, the entire team. I have a phenomenal team who works with me. We are at it, just constantly creating. So there are no holidays for us. There are no work days for us also, because we are actually enjoying ourselves thoroughly while working and while holidaying. So even when I'm doing concerts and stuff like that, when I'm traveling for performances, I'm trying to now collaborate with a lot of musicians and stuff like that and create different original songs, as well as, of course, entertain the audiences with songs that they love.
Speaking of originality, one song that you've created that's going to stay with you for a long time. Do you have anything on top of your mind? And ek aad line to I think you can give us.
Do we have a guitar here? I think we'll have to get a guitar. It's in the studio upstairs. Just get it. So, I think one of the songs that I really enjoyed which was done in my album in 2005 called 2007 called Dil Hai Ye Dil. That song kind of sticks with me. We've been doing this for a long period of time now. I've been there in the industry for over 25 years now. So, there are so many songs that have released over the years. But I think I have a very soft corner towards this one.
This is News 18 Network. India's largest news network.
Diwali, the festival of lights, is being celebrated across India and the global diaspora, marking one of the most auspicious Hindu festivals. In Delhi, the sale of green firecrackers has resumed after the Supreme Court lifted the year-long ban, with Chief Minister Rekha Gupta promising a distinct celebration under her Sanatan government. However, air quality in the capital has deteriorated sharply ahead of the festival, with the AQI crossing 400 in several areas. Authorities have invoked GRAP 2 anti-pollution measures, warning residents of severe pollution as celebrations get underway.
After 3 years in a significant move, the Supreme Court has relaxed the absolute ban on sale and use of firecrackers in the Delhi NCR region, allowing only government-approved green crackers, that too on a test case basis. The ban didn't work. They simply shrugged off the smog and sky-high AQI. And now they are celebrating the top court order lifting cracker ban in Delhi with a big bang. And it is quite evident that cops in the capital will struggle to implement the top court ruling.
सारे चलेंगे और सिर्फ गवर्नमेंट देखेगी कि सारे पटाखे चल रहे हैं, कहाँ से चल रहे हैं, कहाँ से आ रहे हैं पटाखे, और हर साल दिल्ली में अच्छे खासे पटाखे चलते.
While the court has not permitted the sale of regular crackers, the scene in Chandni Chowk tell a different story. लोग ज़्यादा इको-फ्रेंडली पटाखे, ग्रीन पटाखे खरीद रहे हैं? नहीं. नॉर्मल पटाखे
जो नॉर्मल है वही खरीद रहे हैं.
The top court verdict on cracker ban has evoked polarizing views. Many are lamenting the impending impact of crackers on the already toxic air. Others say the ban was not being enforced and people should be allowed to enjoy the biggest festival the way they see fit.
एक बारी दिवाली आती है और एक दिन ही पटाखे चलते हैं, वो भी सिर्फ रात में. बाकी 364 दिन हमेशा पोल्यूशन रहता है, तब गवर्नमेंट कहाँ चली जाती है.
सीधी सादी जवाब है, दिवाली पे पटाखे तो बाजेंगे और कोई रोकने वाला है नहीं. पोल्यूशन तो जिंदगी भर को है, चाहे दिल्ली में हो, चाहे मुंबई में हो, चाहे कहीं भी हो, पोल्यूशन जिंदगी भर को चलेगा.
फायर क्रैकर्स आर अवेलेबल and they are also giving the same quality and the same sound and the same lighting. Then definitely the people should opt the green patakas if they are available. But if they are not available, then people should definitely buy some other patakas which are available in the market.
While a set of people were absolutely supporting the Supreme Court decision regarding the green crackers, there were people on the other side who were really sure that they are going to use the traditional crackers. Well, this festive season, the real test will be to see how people choose to celebrate. And it will be about striking a balance between traditions and responsibility. One thing though is amply clear. If the sales in Chandni Chowk are any indication to go by, there will be nothing green or clean about this Diwali. With Vijay Pramod, this is Smriti Mishra reporting for CNN News 18.
CNN News 18 celebrated Diwali at Australian High Commission with Minister for International Development and Multicultural Affairs Anne Ali. Watch the special report by Sandhan Mishra.
So guys, I have got access to diplomatic Diwali party going on in Chanakyapuri at Australian High Commission. In fact, I'm just going to enter the party. So today I'll show you that how these diplomats, ministers, high commissioners celebrate Diwali in New Delhi. So you can see this Diwali is full of color, vibe, the dance performances are going on, the dhols are being played, and there's also lovely food, amazing food which
It is Diwali time and the focus isn't just on lights and celebrations but also on the energy we create around us. Astrologer and spiritual mentor Madaan joins us to break down how small rituals, planetary alignments and mindful habits can shape the way we invite peace, luck and prosperity into our homes this festive season. Good morning Madaan ji, thank you for being with us once again. We're speaking in just a few days' time. Hope you're doing well. First up, I want to start with the very first question that comes to all of us. All of us think of how we can follow certain rituals or affirmation for inviting peace and prosperity into our lives this Diwali. So share more on that, please.
Good morning, everyone. So, Diwali is about Trinity. All the festivals here, if you see, it's always about Trinity. Like, you know, we have Ganga, Jamuna, Saraswati. We talk about the body, the Ida, the Pingla and the Sushmana. Since Diwali is a festival where we talk about peace and prosperity, we forget power is also something that we need to talk about. And it doesn't mean power of aggression. That is why Sri Ram is celebrated, because it's victory of goodness over evil or right over wrong, morality winning over immorality. So in Diwali Puja, just don't have Ganesh ji and Lakshmi ji. Have it up as a complete family. So first, when you have Lakshmi ji, you need to have either Saraswati ji or Vishnu ji to complete the Trinity. Lakshmi is a word in Sanskrit which means Laksh tak le jaane wali urja. I mean, when you have to focus towards your goal, that name means Lakshmi. And Vishnu means Vishwa ke an mein basne wali urja. That means the energy that stays in every atomic of the living being here or every being here. So when you think about welfare of every being there, the combination is called Vishnu Lakshmi. That is why they take avatars again and again, and in different forms of Vishnu, Mahalakshmi accompanies him to take care of everything here. So the concept is that to remove obstacles from life, you have Ganesh ji, and when you place Ganesh ji in your puja, place two solid suparis, just like small forms of coconut suparis, in next to Ganesh ji, one left and one right, which means that you're placing his wives with him, which is Riddhi and Siddhi. The symbolism of that means that Ganesh ji is called Vignaharta, the one who removes obstacles from your life. And what will happen if there are no obstacles in your life? You will have Riddhi and you will have Siddhi. Riddhi means prosperity and Siddhi means perfect skill, where everything happens, you don't have to do. So that makes it like a whole set of it. And the symbolism itself means that you're ready to attract it, but you need to have the intention and you need to place it as well.
Okay. Jayji, is there a specific time that's most auspicious this Diwali for Lakshmi Puja? Since everyone is gearing up.
every time Diwali Puja, there has to be a specific time. And these systems are made to make us understand that there is good time for everything. You know, if somebody, if I know you very well,